So guys, doing a video broad daylight is very difficult for me. I'm always very busy daytime like this, but then I just have to do it because hey, tomorrow is a free trial training. And then I thought, oh, let me share with you some of my baking items I use. As you can see, I have fresh King's oil there. Always using fresh King's oil is my logo. I'm known for King's oil. I have gallons of it. And then that's King's oil for you, for frying. And I have sugar. You can see granulated sugar. Sometimes I buy Dangote or do golden penny, depending on the products I'm making. And here you have golden penny flour. You have the gas cylinder there. Yeah, here are some of the baking items. You see this big weighing scale here. That's if you are making mass production. You want to use a large quantity of flour, so you have to use this. It can carry the weight. But then I have these other ones here. They are for smaller productions, or if you're just trying to manage and use something smart. I always like to use them when I'm trying to do 5 kg flour mix or 4 kg flour mix, or any smaller measurements for the ingredients I'm adding to the flour. And then I have cake piping nozzles here, different sizes. This is for cake practical, and these are cookies cutter in different shapes. Aside, this is yeast. This is an active rising agent for puffs. When you're making puff pastry dough, this is what you need. This is bicarbonate of soda. You can use it for cakes, you can use it for any kind of snacks. We have variety of pastries. In fact, we have different. I'm going to drop it down in the chat so that you can see the different type of pastries we have, and those different type of pastries demands different ingredients. So for each of the ingredients, for each of the pastry, you need different ingredients. You can use there are some cake production that will require you using just baking soda in place of baking powder here. And then mostly we use baking powder. You never use yeast for cakes, please. And then you can use vinegar, also a cake ingredient, or some form of pastry, like when you're making usually savory pastries that require vinegar. And then you have browning. These are cake products. You have your nutmeg, you have CMC. That's for your fondant. You use it for fondant when you're making your fondant. And then you have gelatin. There are different types of fondant that require different ingredients. I love to use a simpler ingredient that just requires this CMC, water, egg, to make. I prefer that kind of fondant. And then you can use the gelatin where you melt and then get the desired results depending on the kind of weather that exists in your area. That's how you produce your fondant. Yeah. And then I have cherry. You can use it for cake, you can use it for parfait, you can use it for any kind of pastry you want. You can slice into your donuts. Some people are crazy about that. And they have different flavorings. This is banana. The vanilla is their mostly used flavor that makes it safe. In fact, without the vanilla, you can add in other flavors. If you want to add other flavors, if you want to use vanilla and other flavorings, always start with your vanilla. It enhances other flavors taste in your product. I have the coconut, I have the butterscotch. Then we have dredges. These are mostly fondants, cake related things, different types. Then we have the colorings. We have the colorings. We have here different types of cupcake paper I use as mold in your cupcake pan. I use milk a lot in most of my products. You can buy this in packets. You can buy this in pieces. Then I have Siemens butter. Sometimes I use the bucket butter. We have different type of bucket butter. And then you have eggs. This is hallmark of most of our pastry productions. Without the eggs, nothing comes out well. And then this is a donut cutter. We have the this is what do we call this, hand mixer. This is a portable size. I always like using portable things. Then I have the stand one, the one that carries that I can use to make large batches of cakes. And then I have the meat pie cutter. It comes in different sizes actually. This is a large size. I have rolling pins, chin cutter. I have the beaters for the cake mixer. This is a cocoa powder. I always lock it in like this so that air doesn't enter, because when air enters, everything spoils. And then you have a whole waste there. Then I have spatula. As we progress, if you join the ultimate training class for 20 days, you're going to learn a whole lot on how to use most of these. This is pizza cutter. I do pizza too. This is bread wash brush. I say bread wash, but did I say egg wash brush? Oh, you can use it you can use it to wash your pastry if you're using melted butter as well. And then we have this size of flour. This is what I want to use for a pastry today, buns. My signature snacks. The most distributed snacks in this our area here. I remember when I was living in Akwa Ibom, the most distributed snacks I made was egg roll. Egg roll. In fact, they don't do buns. They prefer egg roll, puff, meat pie, bread, cakes, a lot. But here, they love buns. That's different regions with their likes. And here is sieve. This is a used one. It's not neat. But this is what I use to sieve this flour you see here. You always need to sieve your flour in some productions. In fact, in all productions, because flours these days, they are not perfect. Sometimes they come with residues that, like cockroach. There was one time I was sieving flour and I saw cockroach inside and I was like, what? And then you have the gloves. This is baking gloves for oven. We call it oven baking gloves. And here is the oven. Yeah, the oven has tray where you put in your dough. Big. Always have to wash it so that to be as clean as can be. And this is my kitchen towel. Always need it around. Very important. And this is a round cake pan. So, and then we have water. You need water in large quantity for your production. Yeah. Water, more oil, big bowl for mixing, frying space. If you are using cam gas, I have tabletop as well. So a whole lot is needed in baking. So these are the baking materials we use for baking. So we'll cut to the chase right away. I want to make some buns for the day, so I'll drop that video later. Let this one just be for the baking items. We have more baking items. As we keep training, we keep learning different types of baking items. We keep seeing more. We keep expanding our knowledge when we go out there and ask for alternatives, and other different caterers show us different alternatives they use. I just use simple what they call it, simple items, because of the nature of my work here. I do what it's okay for my business. So in your own end, you may end up having a whole large. I have egg beaters too. I didn't just bring it out here because it's in the store. Yeah. So thank you so much. Stay tuned. Love you all. You're gonna enjoy this training. I promise you. I love to teach. And please, I love to answer questions too. So keep dropping your chat. I'll keep responding for all of us on the group to see. Thank you so much for choosing Niq-j online training. I love you all. Bye.